Good morning. I'm so thrilled to see you here.
It's our 40th year, so I want to talk about the things that have made the law school great. The four sort of values, I guess, that characterize us and explain why we're different than other law schools. To explain how ambitious the school is, you have to think back to the founding of the law school. So you have to think back to 1975 when New York was falling apart.
This is a very famous headline from the Daily News. Ford to city, drop dead. New York was on the verge of bankruptcy.
And yet, Yeshiva University started a law school with the intention of creating a great law school, and right from the get-go it was. That kind of ambition is the kind of ambition that characterizes our faculty in the work that they do, in the scholarship that they produce, in the way that they think about social problems and legal issues. And it also characterizes our student body and our alumni.
Okay, second, innovation. Let's talk about innovation. This is one of the things that Cardozo is also really known for.
From our inception, Cardozo's been a school that is very entrepreneurial, forward-thinking, sort of ahead of the curve in seeing what the critical legal problems of the next generation are going to be, and in creating programs and training that grapples with those programs.
When I was sitting where you are now, Barry Scheck, who was the professor in charge of our criminal defense clinic at the time, knew and was up on the fact that there was now this DNA technology. And he thought, wait a minute, we can really use this to help people who are wrongly imprisoned. It became the Innocence Project. Even today, we are the only school at the mothership, as I like to call it, who has students there, 12 students a year. Let me give you another example.
Our intellectual property program, which was one of the first of its kind in the nation. Our data law initiative, which we're one of the first law schools to understand holistically the challenges presented by the shift to electronic information retention and how the enormous legal problems and challenges that creates. Lawyers make great leaders, and the way that Cardozo trains lawyers makes them even better leaders.
Some of you have already had extensive leadership experience, but I want you to realize that one day, 5 to 10 years out from here, someone's going to turn to you and say, lead us through this. And you're going to have an education that helps you rise to that challenge.
So many of our students go on to lead in law, in industry, in business, in public service, and in government. Activism is an important value, and by saying activism, we really mean this in the broadest sense.
One of the reasons that Cardozo has become such a strong school relative to its age is because of the way that we educate you. You are not going to go into the classroom, sit back passively, memorize a bunch of things that your professor tells you and spit them back. We are going to train you how to think for yourself, because we will ask why. We will train you not to accept things at face value, but to say, why did the case come out this way? Was the judge right? Why does this law require X and Y? Is it correct? Should the law be changed?
And so in the broadest possible sense, good lawyers are activists, and we value that in our students and in our teaching. Looking at this entering class, so excited to welcome them. They are the future of our law school, and they exemplify all of the qualities that we look for, and I couldn't be more excited to meet them and to launch them on their way.